The world is in our hands. Tell us your story and we will pronounce it.
Uttering, communication and services, second to none.
Coach CK,
Yes.
please can you tell us how a businessman or woman can double or even triple his business or her business?
Well, there are several things in doubling your business. It just depends on what kind of business you're in. I mean, there are principles that we teach, which is the rule of four. Like, there are things that you need to start working on that are working in your business. You need to do more of that. Then there are things you're doing that are not working. You do less of that. Then you start doing something new, which is like introducing new products and new services. And then if there are things in your organization you stop doing. So if there's something that you're doing that's already working. So let's say, for example, if 100 phone calls gives you 2 clients, then 200 phone calls gives you 4 clients, right? So those are just basic fundamental principles that you can apply in your business. You can increase the size of the transaction. You can increase the frequency of the transaction, how frequent actually people buy from you. So there are several ways that you can do to double your business.
You seem to believe a lot in coaching. So I want to say, I want you to tell us in a nutshell who your coaches are and who do you really mingle with?
Well, I mean, again, it depends. If you think about it, there's not any successful team. If you want to look, for example, in the sports world, I'm in Nigeria at this present moment, and Nigeria is big on soccer. But at the end of the day, a Nigerian team, for you to be successful, has got to have what? A coach. And so I believe in life, for you to be successful, you need to have a coach. It does not matter who you are, everybody needs a coach. So I have coaches in different parts of my business and even as an individual. So I have coaching within, wealth management. I have coaches when it comes to peak performance. I have coaches when it comes to business. So those are the type of people that I look for. My general advice to anyone is a coach is somebody who's more successful than you or has produced results, and of course B is somebody whose advice you're willing to put into action. And that's really why I believe a lot in coaching.
Uttering, communication and services, second to none.
Okay, how do you manage risk while trying to take a decision? How do you manage it?
Well, there is different rules that I teach when it comes to risk management. Again, at the end of the day, everything is a risk, okay? It's just to what degree. So everything is a risk. It's very simple. You ask yourself, what's the best case scenario? What's the worst case scenario? What's the most likely scenario? Then you make a decision. That's how you manage risk.
Do you expatiate on that? The best case scenario?
So anything that you're trying to do, there will be some risk involved. So you ask yourself, what's the best case scenario out of this particular situation, out of this business deal? What can happen that will bring, tons of success out of this situation? Then you ask yourself, what's the worst thing that could happen? Then what's the most likely, which is kind of like a middle ground, and then you make a decision.
I heard you talk about ready, fire, aim. Okay, could you expatiate on that?
Yeah, so a lot of times what we've seen, and I do this all over the world, I travel, I coach people in different countries. What I've found out is that a lot of entrepreneurs have this syndrome of, I'm gonna wait until I perfect my product or my service, and then I'm going to launch. The problem is the world has changed so much, so that doesn't work anymore. So right now what you need to do is ready, then you fire, then you come back and you start adjusting. That's when you start aiming, right? So for example, if there's a product, you take it out there. You can look at, for example, technology companies. A lot of times after they launch the product, they start sending you the updates. They start fixing different things, because at the end of the day, you need to get to a point where you actually launch the product. Most entrepreneurs, it's ready, aim. 10 years later, they're still aiming, and then they just don't do anything. So I teach people ready, fire, then come back and aim.
Okay, so for you, it's action immediately.
Yes, it's action, speed of implementation.
Thank you, Coach CK, for speaking to us today.
All right, thank you so much.